my review for Survivor Series 2020. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. There was a couple of good matches, and it was the farewell to The Undertaker, which we'll talk about at the end. But I'm gonna get through this because I don't want this to be 40 minutes. I always say that, and the video goes along, but we're gonna get through this, through the matches, and talk a little bit about The Undertaker at the end. So, on the pre-show, it is the Battle Royal, SmackDown versus Raw. I believe it is 20 men. I'm not really sure. I had the TV on mute. Basically, The Miz won the Battle Royal for Raw, and the only thing I took away out of it is that I want to see Chad Gable versus Dominic Mysterio. I want to see that match. I think they can tear it up. But Dominic, well, first, Gable threw Miz over the top rope, but Miz rolled into the ring, and then Chad kicked him out. So he wasn't eliminated because he rolled back in. So then Chad and Dominic went at it. Dominic eliminated Chad, but the Miz came in because he wasn't eliminated and eliminated Dominic and won. I don't know what he won aside for a point for Raw, but, and that's another thing, that's all this pay-per-view is who's the dominant brand. I don't think they said there's anything, like a trophy or like the next draft pick for next year. I don't think they said that, but I don't know. It's a point system. That's all it is. So the pay-per-view started with the men's 5-on-5. For Raw, it is AJ, Riddle, Keith Lee, Braun Strowman, and Sheamus. For SmackDown, it is King Corbin, Otis, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. Now, to get through this match fast, Seth Rollins came in and he got on his knees and he told Sheamus, just do what you have to do. So Sheamus said, okay, fella. He kicked him and he eliminated him. I don't know. Seth Rollins is leaving for a couple months because Becky is having a kid, I think in 2 weeks. So Seth is gone. Next, Styles eliminated Kevin Owens. I don't exactly know how. I know KO went for the stunner and then he was eliminated. Next, Riddle eliminated Corbin with the floating bro, his top move thing. I wrote down Otis gave Keith Lee an overhead German. That looked pretty cool. I wrote that down. Braun Strowman eliminated Otis with the power slam. Keith Lee eliminated Jey Uso with the spirit bomb. Jey was going for his splash on, I believe it was Riddle, but he didn't see Lee tagged in, Lee caught him, turned it into a spirit bomb. That was pretty cool. And Raw won, clean sweep. Next match, I'm gonna have to go back and watch because I missed a decent amount of it because I had to help my mom, but this was a really good match. It was the Street Profits versus the New Day. And the New Day, I didn't know this, but they have characters now in Gears of War 5. And they came out in their attire for the game. That was pretty cool. And someone explained to me why Big E is back on the New Day. I thought they got drafted to Raw and Big E was a singles competitor. Somebody explain that, please. But this was a fast-paced match, straight out the gate. Kofi hit a dive. Dawkins hit a lifting underhook on, I believe it is Ford. That was nice. The New Day hit the midnight hour, but Ford kicked out. That was really good. And the Street Profits won with their finish. Like I said, I didn't see a decent amount, but from what I did see, it is fast-paced. It is a good match, epic match, I was going to say. So I'm going to go back and watch this match. Next was Sami Zayn versus Lashley. IC title versus United States. This wasn't a good match. Bobby Lashley outpowered Sami Zayn throughout the match. He kept going outside. Sami Zayn was, you had the Hurt Business surrounding the ring. Sami got back in the ring. He got some offense, but Bobby again outpowered him. Sami tried to leave. He tripped on MVP. I guess, I forgot how, but Sami ended back in the ring. Bobby hit, was it a spear? Oh no, I think he tapped him out. Like the Lashley lock, or whatever it is. The pain lock. And he won. That wasn't a good match. This match was good. Asuka versus Asuka, let me calm down. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. This was a good match. Straight out the gate. They went into submission moves, technical moves. They were on the mat. Asuka hit this backhand on Sasha. Did I say that? Asuka hit the backhand on Sasha on the apron. I gotta slow down. I just drank coffee. It was nice. Asuka hit this sweet-ass code breaker off the railing, the rail guard to Sasha. That was nice. They got back in the ring, then at it. Sasha went on the apron. Asuka hit another code breaker to Sasha to bring her back into the ring. That was really good. And then they went into this whole submission move, roll up kind of thing. And Sasha went with the roll up. I was surprised. Now, they've been building Sasha, first off. But they've been doing this thing that Asuka, she's been dominant, but it's been on the pre-show. So I guess that's why she lost, because she hasn't been doing much. And this was a roll-up, so it wasn't like, oh, I beat you, I beat you like that. It was a roll-up. But after this match, I didn't mind. Okay, so if you're keeping track, Raw is up 3-2 if you count the pre-show, the Battle Royal thing, which I don't think they did. So let's just say they didn't. It's 2-2. But next was the 5-on-5 women's match. It is Team Raw. It is Peyton Royce, Lana, Evans, who I didn't even know was on Raw. Then SmackDown, we had Bayley, Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Natalya. I didn't know the Riott Squad was on SmackDown. I wasn't really paying attention in the beginning, but you had, from what I saw, Lana tagged herself in. Going into this, Nia and Shayna were like, Lana, stay out of the match, don't even tag in, we don't need you. But Lana ended up tagging in, and she cleaned house. She cleaned house. She took, I believe she took care of Ruby, Liv, Nia. It was good. And then she tagged out, and her team basically dogged her out, like screamed at her, until she cried on the steps. And she stayed there on the steps like a statue crying for the rest of the match. Until the end, but we'll get to that. There's this nice spot there. Everybody was on the outside. Peyton Royce gave a suplex onto Bayley from the top turnbuckle to everybody on the outside. That was pretty good. Natalya submitted Peyton like a sharpshooter. And then Lacey Evans came in and clocked Natty like a women's right. And I believe, was it Lacey that pinned Natty? I think so. And then Liv Morgan beat Lacey like the crucifix. That was a cool move. I like that. Nia Jax beat Liv that I believe to Samoan drop. Here's where things got confusing. So Belair came in and was going at it with Nia. Then they went to the outside, they're battling. Mind you, Lana is still on the steps crying. Well, not crying, but she's standing on the steps like a statue. So Nia and Belair, did Shayna get eliminated? How did Shayna get eliminated? I didn't take note of that. I guess she did. Well, Nia and Belair, they're battling on the outside. So Belair dumped Nia on the other side of the guardrail, and the referee's counting to 10. Now, Belair tried to get into the ring in time, but I had the TV on mute, so I didn't know that she didn't make it in time. I thought she did, but she didn't. So Nia and Bianca got counted out, and Lana won the match. I was like, what? Lana won the match just standing on the steps on the outside. That was great. I give it to them for that. So Raw is up 3-2. Now we have Drew and Roman. This match was pretty good. I didn't like it at first. It was slow-paced. It was a lot of ground and pound, but it picked up. They had a spot there running that for a Superman punch into Drew's future shock. I can't speak. Roman there for a spear, and Drew got him into the Kimura lock. That was nice. They went outside and battled. Roman hit Drew with a Samoan drop got to the announce table, but the table didn't break, so Roman picked him back up and hit him with some other drop until it broke. What am I, Canadian? Until it broke. Roman hit Drew with a spear into the outside barricade. That was pretty cool. Put him back into the ring, gave him another spear, Drew kicked out. Then Roman went for another spear, Drew ducked, hit him with a claymore, but Roman fell back into the referee. So the referee was knocked out. Then Jey Uso comes out. Drew knocks Jey Uso off the apron, goes to pick up Roman. Roman hits him with a low blow. Jey comes back in the ring, gives him the super kick. Another ref comes in, and Roman, gives him the low blow. Roman puts, let me start over, get coffee. Drew knocks Jey off the apron. Roman hits Drew like a low blow, puts him into the guillotine choke. Another ref comes out. Drew tries to power out. He gets up, but then just falls down, and Roman chokes him out. So, I guess that's 3-3. Roman's on SmackDown, right? So that's 3-3. So I guess if you count the pre-show, Raw wins 4-3. But that was a pretty good match. Like I said, it started off slow, a lot of ground and pound, but I got into it after a while. And then Michael Cole says this. That was a rare main event that actually lived up to the hype. First of all, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, they had a good match. I guess you could say, okay, it lived up to the hype, because you expect Roman and Drew to have a good match. I think they had maybe the best match they could have. Maybe they could have had a little better. But yeah, it lived up to the hype. But for you to say it is one of those rare matches that lived up to the hype, rare main events, how can you say that? Then every main event you call as a classic, even though it sucked. How can you sit there and say that? Then we can't take your announcers seriously. Every pay-per-view, it's like every main event is a classic to these people. So that's so rare about that. You tell me. I was just like, really, Cole? You gave us that line? I was fine with you going, okay, that lived up to the hype. Because like I said, it did. It was probably the best match they could have had, those two. They might have had a little better. They could have had a little better. But it lived up to the hype. But to say it was one of those rare matches, then everything is a classic to you people. Everything's overhyped and everything's a classic. Alright, it was, like I said, it was a good pay-per-view. The Lashley and Zayn match was The men's 5-on-5 was The Battle Royal, But you had the women's 5-on-5, the tag team match, Asuka and Sasha, and the main event. I say it was a good show. Now, the Taker farewell segment. So they build this, again, to Taker farewell. Because was the Takers, first of all, they didn't make it clear. Is Taker retired from in-ring? Is Taker done for good? Is this his last appearance? If so, that's a lie, because you need him for the Hall of Fame, first of all. Second, you know that when it comes to legends, WWE can't help themselves. They bring back legends a lot for viewership. So, was this Undertaker's last, no more matches? Or his last appearance ever? I'm leaning towards the matches. But you never know with WWE. And before I get into the rest, I'd like to say, I was wrong, Mo. I was talking to my boy Mo before the segment happened, and I was like, something's gonna happen, somebody's gonna interfere. Nobody interfered. So I was wrong, Mo. You got this. You can have this one. But let's get into it. So the segment started that Mike Room announcing all the people that like to show their appreciation for The Undertaker. You had Shane McMahon, Big Show, JBL, Jeff Hardy, Mick Foley. You had the Godfather, the Godwins, who, if you didn't know, I think Phineas Godwin played Midian in the Ministry, and Phineas is like The Undertaker's one of his best friends, along with the Godfather, Savio Vega, Rikishi, and they mentioned Yokozuna, who couldn't be there because, he died. But Godfather, Godwins, Savio Vega, Yokozuna, Rikishi, they're part of the BSK, the Bone Skull crew, who they actually acknowledged they were part of that with The Undertaker. So that was pretty cool that they acknowledged that, and they were all there. I was surprised they acknowledged the handicap match with the Big Show and A-Train versus The Undertaker, because for the longest time, they did not mention that match for whatever reason. Then they brought out Kevin Nash, Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, who looked pretty good, damn good, might I add, Ric Flair. Triple H came out, and then Kane came out in his Kane attire, because he wasn't coming out in no damn suit. That would have been wrong for Glenn Jacobs to come out. You gotta have Kane come out as Kane. So they're all in the ring, and this was weird, because they're in the ring clapping, and they cut to a video package showing highlights of The Undertaker's career. You had the Survivor Series highlights, his WrestleMania highlights. It was a good package. But then they came back to the ring, and Vince McMahon was in the ring. And I'm like, where'd everybody go? So I thought that was pretty weird. So Vince is out, he's talking about the Taker, that the Undertaker will live on, this and that. And then they cut to the Titantron, the lights go out, they cut to the Titantron, they have the Undertaker's dead man symbol surrounded by thunderbolts, and they played his old music, and I think the music kinda messed up going into the regular dead man music, but they had the symbol, they played his music, they had a ton of smoke. The Undertaker took forever to get to the ring. By the way, This segment started at 10 o'clock. This thing didn't end till about 10:40. This thing went almost 40 minutes. So, Undertaker slowly came down to the ring. He finally made it to the ring. He's walking around. He has a mic. And he basically said, over the years, I laid people out. I had a historic career, but now it's time. It's time for the Undertaker to rest in peace. So then he posed, he did his signature thing, and I kind of teared up here. The lights went out, he posed, and they showed a graphic of Paul Bearer. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. They showed a graphic of Paul Bearer on the Titantron. I had to cut there, guys. They showed Paul Bearer on the Titantron with the urn, and he said his oh yeah thing. The Undertaker posed. Great angle, great shot. I loved it. Like I said, I got a little emotional. I was just getting emotional talking about it just now. I had to cut, but that was great. I love that. The Undertaker posed some more. He walked to the Titantron slowly, and then he lifted his arm, and that's it. That's it. The show ended just like that. Let me move this over. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good show. We had some pretty good matches. I guess we're all done for the degree. The Undertaker thing, you know, I can take bits and pieces out of that I can criticize. I kind of did talking about it, but it was good. Who knows how long it'll be until he comes back, but yeah. Let me know if you guys like the show. What was your favorite match? If I had to pick my favorite match, it was probably Sasha and Asuka. But let me know what your favorite match is. Let me know what you thought of the show. Leave a like if you like my review. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload. And have a nice day, guys. Farewell to the Undertaker.